1500 प्रीलोडेड गानों वाला कीपैड फोन धमाकेदार साउंड के साथ कारवा मोबाइल।
Hi, my name is Alpa Kapadia Teli. I'm a certified leadership and life coach, and I help people transform their lives for a living. Today, I'm going to take you through a topic on fear. Fear and the impact on the emotional body. So, what is fear? डर क्या है? Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. डर मिथ्या है. You know, over the last few years, say 10 years, I have seen a huge increase in the number of phobias people have. There could be many reasons for this. You know, our bodies have been blessed with protective impulses. And many of us no longer lack the basic amenities of food, water, clothing, or shelter, and nor do we face life-threatening danger regularly, as we used to many hundreds of years ago. As a result of this, the protective energies that we have, which is the survival mechanisms, are now adapted towards defending us psychologically rather than physiologically. So we now experience the daily need to defend our self-concepts rather than our bodies. So by self-concept, I mean that who we think we are or the personality we have crafted for ourselves in our minds. जैसे हमारे शरीर को आदि मानव के ज़माने से एक प्रोटेक्टिव इम्पल्स दिया जाता है. हम हर समय अपने आप को बचाने को और बचने के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं. लेकिन आज के ज़माने में हमें सब कुछ तो मिला है. हमारे पास सब चीज़ें हैं, कंफर्ट्स है. तब भी ये प्रोटेक्टिव इम्पल्स क्या करता है फिर? तो ये जो हमारा ईगो है, हमारी पहचान और हमारी मानसिक सोच को संभालने चला जाता है. क्योंकि फिजिकल डेंजर तो है नहीं, तो ये मेंटल डेंजर से हमें प्रोटेक्ट करता है. तो जब आपका शरीर कॉन्स्टेंटली ये फ्लाइट और फ्लाइट के बीच में जूझता रहता है, it has a lot of effect on your hormones, on your well-being, on your state of mind, and even on your decisions. Very slowly, as you give more importance to the fears in your life, that fear, which was first a very small part of your life, slowly expands to fill your life completely. And it takes over your life before you know it. Before you know it, you are taking decisions based on your fear and not from a space of resourcefulness. So you are living your whole life dedicated to your fear rather than dedicated to your talents and to your joy and to your well-being and your life purpose. So fear really is the number one reason why most dreams get killed, why most plans don't get implemented. And this fear, when you are facing a real life-threatening situation, is real. But for us now, most of these situations don't happen. Now, even if someone ignores us, our mind tells us, oh, it's threatening, run. And your mind doesn't understand that actually there is no physical danger out there. Just your mind creating that situation, or it's the meaning you give the situation. You have given the meaning that this situation is dangerous, and your mind does whatever it needs to protect you. Now, when you are so busy protecting yourself, protecting ourselves is like being in neutral. When you are trying so hard to get into neutral, how is your body ever going to think about being positive? Or how will your mind think about being positive? And over the long period of time, when these fears add up, it leads the body to low immunity, to depression, to anxiety, to attention deficit syndrome, and an overall feeling of gloominess and apathy in our life. Because the only two responses that you have to fear is either you run or you shut down. And our bodies were not meant to shut down. We were meant to grow, to achieve our dreams, to achieve our goals, and keep moving forward. But if we spend most of our time in this shutdown phase, very soon you will find yourself not functioning properly. Now, there are many degrees in this. Either there could be a total breakdown and you will just not be able to function, or there will be suboptimal functioning over a long period of time. And that suboptimal functioning over a long period of time will leave you with a sense of discontentment, unhappiness, and unfulfillment. So this fear is really poisonous to your emotional body. Now, some amount of fear is necessary. The fear while you are crossing the road, which makes you look right and left before you cross. Or the fear of which stops you from jumping off a cliff, knowing it is dangerous. So those smaller fears, those fears which save you and from life-threatening situations are very important. There is a reason why these fears have been given to you. That is for your survival, and those fears are important. But fear should also be like salt in the food. Just as much fear as is necessary to keep you safe. But if there's too much salt in the food, that dish becomes inedible. Similarly, when too much fear takes over our life, our lives become dull and unfulfilling. जैसे आप मानते हो कि आप बहुत दिलदार इंसान हैं और कोई आपको आके कह देता है कि आप बड़े कंजूस हो, आपका मानसिक संतुलन ही बिगड़ जाता है. You start vehemently explaining yourself and educating that person why you are not कंजूस and why you are actually very dildar, giving examples and everything from many years ago. Now, it is true that when someone talks to us in a raised voice, the same toxins are released as if we were physically threatened. Or if someone whom we love a lot ignores us, the same area of the brain lights up as if we were in physical pain. We feel a nervousness in our stomach. We either freeze or we run. It's not a physical fear, so we can't literally run away. Although, if you are regularly running, it does help to eliminate fear. It's just a deep personal fear that we start creating in our bodies, and it starts demanding our protection. अब हम जंगल में जाकर छिप तो नहीं सकते, तो हम क्या करते हैं? हम अपने आप को ही बंद कर लेते हैं. Since we can't really run away into the woods or hide behind a tree, like a deer, we hide inside ourselves. We withdraw. We close down and pull down our protective shield. We don't like the feeling of being hurt. So we retreat into our cocoon like a turtle goes into the shell at the sign of danger. Do you know, we are experts at this. Ever since we were toddlers, we have learnt exactly how to close our heart up to avoid being too receptive or sensitive to the energies that cause fear. Have you noticed that children close their ears when you speak a little loudly with them? They're not able to take it. It's a survival mechanism to keep out that fearful energy. Whether it's a parent or a teacher or a bully who has spoken loudly, we learn to zone out, or we learn to survive so as not to feel the fear. Now, when we are small, it's natural to want to protect ourselves. जब छोटे होते हैं, हम इतने पावरफुल नहीं होते, तो अपने आप को हम प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहते हैं. ये बात तो समझी जा सकती है. पर अब तो हम इतने लंबे हो गए हैं, इतने बड़े हो गए हैं, फिर भी अगर कोई ज़ोर से बोल दे, we shrink and we get into a shell. And we forget at that time that now we are big and we have the power to decide what matters to us and what doesn't matter to us. You know, there's no physical danger usually. No one has a gun pointed at you all the time. Still, we feel the fear. What is it that we are protecting? We are protecting our ego, our self-concept. Although a situation may present no physical danger, it may cause you to experience disturbance, fear, insecurity, and other emotional problems. And so you feel a need to protect yourself even then. पता है, अगर हमारे मन के घाव दिखते ना जैसे शरीर के घाव दिखते हैं, हम सब बहुत ही बीमार होते, बिल्कुल भी तंदुरुस्त और हेल्दी नहीं होते। पर हमारी सोसाइटी में मानसिक घाव को ज़्यादा महत्व नहीं दिया जाता है। हम यही सोचते हैं कि ये सब तो होता है ज़िंदगी में। बट हाउ मच इज़ टू मच? Just because we don't have to worry about food, clothing or shelter, we have the luxury of worrying about whether people like us or not, whether we are better than our peers or not, whether we have a bigger car or a bigger house than our friends. We get affected by everything. You know what? We don't even need a real lion to hurt us. We just keep thinking and imagining lions in the forms of slights or insults, and we create a state of almost constant anxiety in our minds. And if our self-created lions were not enough, we have the bombarding of media, television, and the constant distraction of social media. This is quite harsh on our delicate psyches, and whether you are aware of it or not, we are constantly trying to protect ourselves from this onslaught of stimulus, and this keeps our body in a constant flight or fright mode, and this fries our nervous system. You know, every time you have the TV blaring in your house, especially those violent programs or those blaring news channels, just know that your nervous system is getting fried like the bhajiyas you have in the monsoon. Wouldn't you rather be the person eating the bhajiyas than being the bhajiya yourself? You know, when a city is busy defending itself, it cannot think of peace, growth, and harmony. And similarly, when our bodies are in a state of constant flight or fright, we cannot think about peace, growth, harmony, happiness, meditation, compassion, love or joy. जब एक शहर अपने आप को बचाने में लग जाता है, तो वो सुख और समृद्धि के बारे में नहीं सोच सकता तब उसकी सारी रिसोर्सेज अपने आप को बचाने में लग जाती है. So today, let's spare a thought for our emotional bodies. Let us make efforts towards removing or reducing the distractions and spending time letting our emotional body heal and rejuvenate. You know, some of us may live in urban cities, and a thought may arise, how do we calm down in this fast city? Let me tell you. You know, you may think that I live in a city or in a town or on a beach or in the mountains, but where you really live is in your mind. आप चाहे शहर में रहे या गांव में रहे, आप असलियत में तो आपके मन के अंदर ही रहते हो. If you can get this elusive inner peace, you know, that Kung Fu Panda was looking for, you will be able to find peace even in the middle of a crowded street. And if you don't find peace in your mind, you will not even find it in the Himalayas. So let us work towards this peace, which is the most important pursuit of life. And that's me, Alpa, your friendly neighborhood life coach, signing off.
कहीं हार के, कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बहार के। रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं हार के, कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बहार के। ओ राही 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 ओ राही। सूरज देख रुक गया है, तेरे आगे झुक गया है। सूरज देख रुक गया है, तेरे आगे झुक गया है। जब कभी ऐसे कोई मस्ताना निकले है अपनी धुन में दीवाना, शाम सुहानी बन जाते हैं दिन इंतजार के। ओ राही ओ राही ओ राही ओ राही। रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं हार के, कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बहार के। ओ राही 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 ओ राही। साथी न कारवां है ये तेरा इम्तिहान है, साथी न कारवां है ये तेरा इम्तिहान है। यूं ही चला चल दिल के सहारे, करती है मंजिल तुझको इशारे। देख कहीं कोई रोक नहीं ले तुझको पुकार के। ओ राही ओ राही ओ राही ओ राही। रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं हार के, कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बहार के। ओ राही 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 ओ राही। रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं हार के, कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बहार के। ओ राही